Welcome to Real Estate Grad School. We coach experienced real estate agents to create and build the habits and systems that rapidly increase your income, build your team, and allow you a much greater peace of mind. I'm Levin. I've been coaching experienced real estate agents for over 20 years to exceptional success. Come and learn.
Best schedule for working weekdays. Okay. So first of all, what's a working weekday? And a working weekday is, we'll talk about that in a second. We're also going to talk about what are the tasks and responsibilities that need to be scheduled. So rather than just give you a schedule, the schedule I give you may not apply to an agent in your state or in your community or in your market, in your type of business, with a team, without a team, more deals, less deals. So we'll go over the tasks and responsibilities that need to be scheduled by virtually all agents, and some optional, that some agents will schedule and some won't. And then the other questions we're going to look at are, how do we create efficiencies in your schedule? What can be done in the same place so you can group activities and not make unnecessary travel? What needs to be done weekly or daily or monthly? Because some things don't have to be done every day, and the things that are done less frequently also need to be systematized. And what needs to be done morning, afternoon, or evening, again, for scheduling purposes and planning purposes. So let's get, again, that's a review from last week. So what is a working weekday? A working weekday is Monday through Friday that's not holiday. So it's weekdays, like the whole world thinks about weekdays, or the whole United States and Canada thinks about weekdays, not Saturdays and Sundays, and not holidays. What about weekends? Okay, don't we schedule on weekends? You decide whether you want to, how organized you want to be on the week. I like to keep my weekends free. Saturdays, I nearly always took off Saturdays. Even before I became a Jewish person, I took off Saturdays because I like to have my Saturdays off. I would make exceptions for signatures. If somebody wanted to sign a listing or sign a purchase offer, I would make an exception and I would make that appointment. If somebody wanted to see a house, I'd either schedule for Sunday or another day, or have another agent go out with them. If they wanted to talk about listing, unless I really thought there's a high chance of losing it, I would put it off till Sunday. So that was my Saturdays. And on Sundays I work. You decide if you're going to work on weekends and if you're going to schedule on weekends, or if you're going to leave your weekends a little bit less scheduled. That's a personal choice. Work or not, limit work. You work on Saturdays till 5 o'clock or whatever. By the way, I can explain to you why I didn't work on Saturdays. Saturdays to me was a short day because most people did not want to be bothered Saturday morning, either to go see houses or have their house shown. And most people didn't want to be bothered working on Saturday night, again, seeing houses or have their houses shown. There are some exceptions, but as a general rule, it was a shortened day anyway. What about weekends? You decide whether you're going to work or not, which days. You decide whether you want to limit your work, and you decide whether you want to keep a more rigorous schedule on the weekends or not. But clearly, the schedule we're going to talk about is for working weekdays for sure, that you can just absolutely extend over onto the weekends if that's your choice. When do you schedule time off? I've told the story before of an agent that I coached years ago in Rochester, New York, named Eddie Clark. And Eddie was learning to be a triathlete. Actually, I think he was a half triathlete, was Ironman. Half Ironman. So he was entering those races where, if I remember correctly, they run half a marathon, they run 13 and a quarter miles, they bike half of 128 miles, whatever that is, and they swim a mile and a half. He was getting very competitive, so he hired a coach. A coach had won national championship in Ironman. And this coach said to him, first thing, when she first spoke to him, he said, Rich, you'll find this interesting. When this coach, the first session, the first time we talked, his first question, she said, tell me about your time off schedule. He said, time off? I don't even think about time off. She said, you'll never be more than mediocre. She said, your body needs time to rest. Your mind needs time to rest. Your time off is extremely important. So she taught him right off the bat that there was days when he'd take completely off, there's days when he'd take legs off, working off her body. It was all days he'd work on swimming. There's a schedule that included time off. You decide whether time off is important for you. Are you going to take time off daily? Take time off to be home for dinner? Take time off at a certain time? Are you going to take time off weekly? You're going to take time off to exercise? You're going to take time off monthly? You're going to take vacations annually? We'll talk about all of these things in detail as we go along, making your best daily plan. Again, I know some of you wanted me to just give you a daily plan, and there it is. And I know if I did that, virtually none of you would use it. might be a good idea to in there. We're going to be building your best daily plan. If you take this on, it's going to be amazing. So you need to be answering these questions for yourself, and then we'll be applying all of the answers to these questions for you as we go along over the next days or a week or two covering this topic. So what about, what's your decision about what to do on the weekends? What's your decision about what to do on with time off? And you don't have to make that decision firmly now. You can make a decision now, live with it for a while. Try it out now. And do we schedule personal time, necessities, and fun? And the answer to that is a rip-roaring absolutely, totally, for sure. Because if you don't, that stuff is going to just bump into your schedule. So you totally need to decide, I exercise on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. I have classes and I'm not going to stop doing them. Okay, put that in your schedule. Put that right in your calendar. I want to be home. I have to pick up my kids up from school. I want to pick my kids up from school. I drive a bus and I like driving the school bus. Whatever it is, just put that in your schedule. Totally. Personal time, necessities, and fun. I play tennis. 2 nights a week I play tennis. I'm not going to stop playing tennis 2 nights a week. So those are things you need to decide for yourself. So right now, okay, what about weekends? Are you going to just work through the weekends? Are you going to take part of Saturday night off, end at a certain time? What about weekends? Are you going to limit your work? Are you going to follow the schedule on? Just make notes for yourself right now. Time off. Are you going to schedule a day off a week? A half a day off a week? Are you going to carve out time for your exercise or for personal things or fun that you just are non-negotiable? I mean, sure, if there's an enormous deal, if there's something coming up, but otherwise you're going to ask people to work around your schedule. And you'll find that as you do that, people will do exactly that. They will work around your schedule. So as we're going through this, and we'll do a bit of review each day, and then we'll also add something new each day, you're going to build your absolute best personal schedule for you. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about, that was working weekdays, and that was when you work. We're going to talk about what are the tasks and responsibilities that need to be scheduled, and what would you like to schedule? So I'm going to go through these in detail with you. These are some business activities, pretty comprehensive. If you can think of something that's not there, we'll be adding that. And then I began adding some personal responsibilities. So we'll begin to talk about these and working them into your schedule, actually begin to create that schedule for yourself. Talk about what time you wake up and when you get started, what you do, and when you get to the office, what you do there first. Beginning tomorrow, we'll begin plugging this into a schedule for you. But I want to just give you in these first couple of days of this topic a good overview of where we're going with it. And then, of course, we'll talk about what efficiencies can you create by scheduling and organizing, systematizing the things you do daily and weekly and monthly. What are those things? And what you do in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. And by the time we're done, you're going to have not only just the schedule you wanted, but just the personalized you schedule that you wanted. And we'll continue to reinforce, forgive yourself for everything always. Don't expect yourself to keep a schedule very strictly, or that it becomes very easy to get this in place. One of the toughest things, because this means creating and breaking series of habits of years of habitual behavior.
So if you're interested to have a conversation, to coach with me, just click on the link below. I'd look forward to speaking with you.